Namaskar and welcome to Sansarik Buddha. Yesterday in the evening, while taking the class, one of my trainees asked me this question. It was, what is the difference between intelligence and intellect? For a layman, both the terms are same thing, intelligence and intellect. But if you dig a little deeper, you will see the difference is vast. It's like a sky and the earth. There's a big difference. Now, first, to go in detail, let's know about intellect. Now, when you talk about intellect, what is it? It is actually bookish. It is actually theoretical. It is actually acquired. It's actually a copy paste. It's like chewing the chewed. Somebody has already chewed something. He threw it. You took it, put in your mouth, and you're chewing it now. So that's your intellect. In our society, we see a lot of intellectual people. Intellectual people are the borrowers. They have borrowed something from somebody, from some books, from some personalities, from here and there. So all those garbage that they have accumulated, and now they're presenting it in front of somebody, that is their intellect. So that's the reason majority of the cases you will see intellectual people, and our society glorifies them. Why intellectual people are more glorified? For example, when you see a child securing 98% in its 10th standard, 12th standard, we glorify that particular kid. We say that, oh my God, he's so intelligent. But no, it's not the case of his intelligence. It's his memory. Whatever he has scored in his exam, that is on the basis of his memory power. Now, memory has nothing to do with intelligence. So our entire education system, our entire curriculum is actually based on memory. How well you can memorize something. Now, if you see the structure of the exam, because that's how we calculate intellect of a person. And somebody has scored good marks, somebody has written a good book, somebody is actually very good when it comes to remembering things. So the intellect is counted on that basis. So when we see a child scoring 98% or 99% in the exam, the entire education system is working on this framework that I have given you a book, how much you can collect from this book, and on that collection, when the question is asked, how much you can deliver there. So it's all about getting from here and giving it there. Now what is there to do with intelligence? Is there any problem solving skills there? Is it any life living lessons there? Is it actually how to deal with a certain situation there? The same intellectual person, if left in the Amazon jungle or a Sahara desert, do you think that same intellectual person will be able to survive there only on the basis of his intellect? But on the other, if an intelligent person, now what is intelligent? Intelligent person means he is born with an instinct. He knows he has a brain and he doesn't need to borrow any information from anyone. He goes by his own experiences. We are living a life. Now, I've seen people like 30 years, 40 years, they're actually depending on the source of someone else. So 30 years or 40 years have not even given them that kind of experience. From that, they can evolve and make their own ideologies. They're still believing on the dogma of a particular sect, of a particular society. So if we call this kind of people intellect, that is wonderful. But I would not call this kind of people intelligent. For me, a person who has never gone to school, for example, but a person knows the difference between right and wrong. The person knows what is good for society. The person knows that with this act, my coming generation will have a beautiful future. That person is intelligent. On the other hand, a person who may be a doctor, he may be a lawyer, who may be an engineer, who may be coming from a very well-to-do family, or who has acquired a PhD degree, If the person is not able to distinguish and he cannot take a clear stand between right and wrong, and if he is being too diplomatic, if that kind of person we see, I would clearly call that person an intellectual person, but not an intelligent person. Because intelligent gives you that upper hand of being a beautiful a human being who has logic, rationality, who thinks about the betterment of his own self and his family and the extended family, that is his country. So the system that we are living in actually is not giving any results to a human being. So society that we are living in, we are not able to produce intelligent people, but we are producing more of robots, and the so-called robots are actually intellectual people. Understanding? So for me, especially when I see a child who's getting around 50%, 40%, 45%, I never rate that person down, because that person is not able to memorize something that he is not interested in. That is perfectly okay. On the other hand, the same person, yesterday in my class, there is one boy, he is a dancer, he has joined, and he's a very good dancer. He sent me some of his videos and I really loved it. And he went to school till 12th class, but he's a beautiful dancer. He has a skill, he has rationality, he talks sense. And on the other, I have met so many of my students also. I should not be taking names of people, but they are very educated. But when it comes to rationality, taking the right stand, being on the right side, being on the side of logic, they fail. So according to me, the entire education system that has made this intellectual person is completely absurd, because if the person cannot make a clear distinction between right and wrong, between true and false, that person is the most unintelligent person according to me. And now it comes to earning. The good MNCs, they're also hiring talents. They don't want intellectual people. Intellectual are only good for blabbering. They're only good for small discussions. They're only good for, manipulation. But when it comes to really take this country, this nation to the next level, making it a place where it can become an ideal society for the entire country. If you want to do that, the only way is intelligence. So there's a clear difference I made today between intellectual person and intelligent person. So it's up to you to choose that you want to make your child intelligent or intellectual. If you ask me, I'm always in the favor of intelligence. You are born with intelligence. You're born intelligent. But actually the system, the education system makes you intellectual. And I call these people intellectual fools. Because the biggest reason is that they're only working with their memory power. What is there to do with memory? And from now and nowadays, if you see, with the advancement of technology, do you really have to use your memory now? Why? One small incident I remember, when I was in school, I had a very bad handwriting, very bad, and my teachers always used to scold me. They used to always, some of my friends used to tease me that you're making such a pathetic handwriting, learn it. So I spent my childhood working on improving my writing skills. Then after, when the technology came and I got my first job, I was into training and placement. I did not have to write. There was no need to write. And I was like, really? I spent my so many years wasting my precious time in improving my writing, and now it is not even needed. So same way, the memory is not needed now. You have a computer, for God's sake. Now you need to have an intelligence how to use that computer and make the most out of it. Your intellectual capacity has nothing to do with this world now. Now the only thing is needed, that is your intelligence. So you choose to be intelligent or you choose to be an intellectual person. That's all from my side. And if you like this video, do like, share and comment. And if you want me to make any other video on any other topic, please comment. I will definitely try to make that. Sansarik Buddha.